We know that there are important correlations among domestic violence, substance abuse, and mental health issues, but the relationship is complex. Let's start by clearing up some myths about these intersections. First, the data doesn't support the view that either substance abuse or mental health issues cause domestic violence. Second, data indicate that neither substance abuse nor mental health issues are even present in most instances of domestic violence. So what do we know? Study results vary, often because of differences in the populations studied and methods used. But let's consider some representative findings. You can download the transcript from the Handouts tab to see specific citations for this research. First, we'll focus on what research tells us about domestic violence perpetrators. We'll look first at mental health issues, and then at substance abuse. In a study of participants in a batterer's intervention program, 19% of batterers reported that they suffer from depression. The same number, 19%, reported that they have anxiety, and 26% reported that they have post-traumatic stress disorder. Another study of 100 batterers found that more than half of them exhibited personality disorders, including narcissist or avoidant traits. What about substance abuse? In one study of men in a batterer's intervention program, about half the men had substance abuse issues. Another study, which evaluated participants in a substance abuse program, found that 18% of the participants reported that they were physically violent. Batterers with substance abuse problems were found to be more violent than those without substance abuse problems. They also reported higher levels of anger, trauma, and personality disorders. But batterers with substance abuse problems don't always use alcohol or other drugs during violent incidents. Substance use was present in less than half of their violent episodes, 41%. Conversely, in 59% of their violent episodes, alcohol or other drugs were not involved. That's a lot of information about the intersections of domestic violence perpetration, substance abuse, and mental health issues. The big takeaway? We need to assess every perpetrator individually without assumptions about what conditions might be present. But survivors, too, are affected by these intersections. Let's change gears and explore what we know about adult survivors. Research shows that women domestic violence survivors have higher rates of mental health issues than other women. They're more likely to develop conditions such as PTSD and depression. In one study, 57% of survivors met the criteria for PTSD and 56% for depression. We also know that women domestic violence survivors have higher rates of substance abuse issues than other women. One study found that more than 13% of survivors were alcohol dependent, compared to only 1.4% of non-survivors. Another study estimated alcohol dependency among survivors at 18%. While there are important correlations among domestic violence, substance abuse, and mental health issues, many survivors do not show these identifiable impacts. In this training, we'll look at how we can assess the impact of intersections on each survivor's individual situation. We'll focus next on what we know about prevalence in children and youth, and then we'll look specifically at what the data tell us about the child welfare caseload. Select Next to continue your learning.